So I like to work in all sizes of watercolor, from larger paintings to full-size pages from a book that I tear out and just do my paintings on. Sometimes I just explore and play like this. And then still other times I like to just work in a small scale or a set size. And as you can see, they're different sizes and the corners are different on these as well. I just wanted to show you really quickly how I do that. It's quite easy and it makes for a nice variety for your portfolio. So no matter what size I use, I go for a minimum of 140-pound watercolor paper, 300 GSM. And I buy them in pads, and when I find a pad that I like that's cost effective, I'll purchase it. I have a number of pads. If I want really good quality paper, or if I'm commissioned to do a painting, I'll use Archer's watercolor. But for my own paintings, since I transfer them a lot digitally, I'm able to use very cost-effective watercolor paper. So it comes in all sizes, all the pads. If I wanted to cut this down, I just remove a piece of paper from the pad, and then I just take it over to my paper cutter. Now sometimes I intentionally want a specific size, so I'll trim off the edge if it doesn't meet my needs, and then I can easily just make any size that I want. So if I wanted some 4x6, I have my 6 inches and then my 4 inches, and I'll make a stack of those. And then likewise, if I want 2x3, I'll just make a series of those as well. So from one 9x12 sheet, I get a lot of papers that I can use, and then I get some scrap pieces, and I save these. They make good testing strips for palettes, and they make the occasional odd miniature painting if I just want to practice. Another thing that I might do to my sheets ahead of time, or even after the painting's completed, is I take a corner rounder and I just set it in here and chomp the corners, and I get a very nice effect here. So if I want to pre-cut a bunch of papers, like I'm working on a series now of 100 small paintings, all 2x3, so I'll cut out these ahead of time. But other than that, I'll save my little scraps just in a little desktop container here. I have all these sizes, and then when I have the urge to paint or I need to test some colors, I can keep it all together, and I always have some on hand. It's just a great way to have a series of watercolor paper at the ready. It doesn't take very long to cut it up. The beauty of watercolor paper is you can cut the paper down to size, whatever size you like. You can even tear the border to get a different effect. So that's one tip I find for using watercolor paper and preparing it in advance.